Hey, it is July and this is Ridgeline. Welcome to my gym. More like my living room. I am so excited to bring you what's new at Ridgeline this month. But first, and actually I just want to say hi and say, how are you moving? How are you feeling? And how are you living? There is some crazy things happening right now in our world. Every day there's something different. Every day there's new challenges, whether it's with you personally or maybe globally. It's crazy. It is crazy out there, but you have to come back to what's most important. And everybody knows that, it's you, okay? You are what's most important. Take care of yourself. Do what is good for you. Take that walk when you need it. When you're sitting around too long, move your body. We weren't made as species to sit all day long. Netflix is something in this century that way back when they would have been like, are you crazy? The fact that I'm actually doing everything online right now is crazy in itself. And for me, it's a big change. And I know that new members at Ridgeline are adjusting to this change too. And so it is a spiral of a world we live in and a life we live in, but there are some things that you can do to make things better. And so for this month, I want to challenge you not only to actual challenges, which are going to be super fun. So if you're interested, check those out. But I want you to challenge yourself to wake up every day with this little to-do list. And so when you get up, try to avoid resorting to the news. Try to avoid getting on the computer right off the bat. Try to avoid the TV. When all of this was starting and the pandemic kind of broke loose, I was getting up every morning and listening to the news and listening to what was new and trying to hear the reports through CDC and trying to promote, hey, wear your mask, wear all this. Okay, now we know that it's a serious thing. Take a step back. We don't need that havoc in our lives and our brain. And so first thing that you do, wake up and then just sit there for a second. Feel your body as you wake. There's no need to jump right out of bed. I mean, don't get me wrong, that is something I do. I wake up and I'm like, oh, it's a new day, let's go. But that's because I'm crazy. And I don't expect anybody to do that too, but maybe you do, and maybe we should go in for adventure or something, because I am definitely a morning person. But what I want you to do when you wake up is just ease into the day. And so some techniques that I like to do is, first of all, I get up and I will go for a walk. And so Frankie, my dog here, and I usually get up, we go for a little short walk, or we'll go for around the block for about a mile or two. And then after that, I get my coffee ready. We have a percolator, so it takes a little longer to get ready. So we're kind of like waiting, like, coffee, when are you gonna be done? But it slows our morning down just enough to feel like, And so after that, while I'm waiting for my coffee, sometimes I'll jump on the computer if I have a lot of work to do. But most times I like to come right here to this spot and just sit and meditate and do some yoga, some stretching. I do have a yoga class every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 a.m. So that is something that I do too, and I love it. I love it because afterwards and at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm so glad I did yoga this morning. It made me feel so good all day long. So maybe add that to your life. The other thing I really like to do is just do a little entry, a journal entry, or maybe on a little notebook. I'll write down either something I'm feeling, or I'll write down the things that I want to do for the day. Only a few things, because I kid you not, this book is filled with all the things I need to do. And it gets, it gets overwhelming. And so just write down some things that you want to do for the day, especially maybe you're not in work still and you're playing with the kids a lot. Do your little research and find some games to play during the day and write it down on your to-do list. Or maybe you want to do some cooking, or maybe a little exercise, or going for a walk, or going to the water and swimming. It's summertime. Your options are endless, and it's awesome. I love summer. And so then once you write all those things down, then if you have your cup of coffee, you have your cup of coffee. And then the last thing that I find is super, super helpful is I will say something nice to somebody. Usually it's Ryan because he's the one who's here all the time, my boyfriend Ryan, or it's Frankie because he's also here. But a lot of times, because I have my class too, I can spark my day by making someone else's day better. So, and that all it takes is for you to pick up the phone or maybe send a text or a little message to someone and say, hey, was thinking about you. How are you? How's your morning been? I hope you have an awesome day. That in itself is so powerful. So I challenge you to those things, and I think that'll make your July so awesome no matter what. I know there's so many things going on, and maybe you have a lot of plans, and maybe you don't. If you don't, come over to my website. I can give you some things to do. But with that said, challenge yourself to those things. Challenge yourself to start your day out right, because at the end of the day, you're going to be like, yes, I had an awesome day. And so let me know how it goes, and I hope to talk to you soon.